Kansas City beat the Tennessee Titans 35-24. And this was a good game until Kansas City went up by 11 points, 28-17, about halfway into the fourth quarter. And after that, you just knew it was over because Kansas City just had momentum going their way. And the way that Tennessee plays, you cannot come back from down 11 with a pure run game. You have to pass the ball. And I'm not sure if any of us really trust Tannehill to really bring a team like that back into it against such an explosive offense and a Kansas City defense that had been doing pretty well throughout that whole day. But this was a pretty good game with Tennessee going up by 10 points right off the bat. And they had a little help from Kansas City, Kansas City's defense, jumping off sides or encroaching for, I think it was 2 plays straight where it was just bad. They just jumped the snap at the wrong time. And it helped set up the Titans for, and I think on that drive, a touchdown, which obviously hurt. But after watching the first drive for the Chiefs, I was a bit afraid that Andy Reid was gonna, once again, mess it up in the conference championship because those plays on their first drive were just bad. I don't know what they were doing. They were doing some sort of RPO rollout. I don't know, just straight up hike it and run. I don't know what they were doing, but Andy Reid, took a step back, chilled out a bit from the first drive, and they started getting their thing going. And, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes got them back in the football game. And it got to 17-14, and then this is where it started shifting a bit. And this is the point where I come in and say, Steve Spagnuolo. I was talking about this guy last week when I was previewing this game. I thought that he was going to be the difference maker, and boy, was he. He limited, his defense, but coached by him, obviously, limited Derrick Henry to 69 yards. Nice, but I'm 18, chill. They limited Derrick Henry to 69 yards, and, anytime you do that against a running back that good and who has been that dominant for that long, that's an automatic W. Win or lose, limiting him to 69 yards was amazing. But how did he do that? And I'm going to throw out a word there. I can go through all the schemes and all that stuff, but that would involve me going through a lot of film and breaking it apart. But the main thing that I believe really got or allowed Spagnuolo to go into the defense that they went to was trust. He stacked the box with his linebackers and defensive line against Derrick Henry to, immediately hit him in the mouth. As soon as he got that ball, hit him in the mouth. But that left a lot of field open for his defensive backs and one safety who was way, way back to cover and make sure that nothing big happened. And things big happened in that first quarter where, they had the touchdown and the field goal, where they had some big plays down the middle from Ryan Tannehill to his tight end, as well as, I think, A.J. Brown. Yeah. And, I'm going to say it again. Trust. Trust was the biggest thing. He trusted that his defensive backs and his safety, his one safety back there, were eventually going to be able to handle that play action or rollout or anything deep that would end up being, probably one-on-one or one-on-two. A lot of it was just trust. Because you cannot say in that defense where you're just relying on the skill of your defensive backs and the ability of them to cover these players on weird routes down the middle where everything's open. Basically just them. It's tough, especially if they can get faked out and, it's over. But again, trust. That's the main reason why he was able to stick with the defense that he did. And eventually, it started working. After Tennessee got to 17 points, it started clicking. They stopped Tennessee, and Tennessee only scored their final touchdown at the very, very end of the game when it was practically over. in addition to that, it came down to stopping Derrick Henry on first down to really put pressure on Ryan Tannehill to throw the ball, which he didn't really do much of until they were down. Which brings me up to my next point, and I found it amazing for the Chiefs is that their offense helped the defense by forcing more passing plays, by getting that lead. Remember, running teams, they're more built to protect the lead than overcoming a deficit. So the Chiefs' offense definitely helped defense by forcing more pass plays from that Tennessee Titans offense, especially when they started flying farther back, such as when it became an 11-point game midway through the fourth quarter, and the Titans needed points like that. They needed it fast. And it just became the offense, forced those passing plays from Tennessee, which played into the Chiefs' hand as being one of the best passing defenses in the whole league, which led to another stop and another opportunity for Patrick Mahomes and company to put up more points, and the cycle continues on. And I just found it amazing. It was a great job by Kansas City, but Tennessee has a lot to be hopeful for. They have Mike Vrabel, who has proven himself so far to be a very, very capable coach, and this was by far one of the best 9-7 years. And hopefully they can find a quarterback. Although Ryan Tannehill did do a great job, but the blueprint for stopping the Titans is there. Hopefully they find a more dynamic quarterback who's not Marcus Mariota or Ryan Tannehill to slide into that offense and really make them multi-dimensional. But I just want to say I'm really happy that the Chiefs finally got to the Super Bowl with Andy Reid there, and I believe that while Mahomes and the offense led by Andy Reid were tremendous throughout this playoffs and still are tremendous and should be tremendous going into the Super Bowl, a good amount of credit has to go to Steve Spagnuolo. And here's Tyrann Mathieu talking about Steve Spagnuolo with him right next to him.
This guy's special. God brought us together, and I'm sure glad he did, right?
Hey, man,
glad he did.
He challenged me, each and every week. Even when I come off a big game, he's always trying to get me better. And that's what I respect the most about him. He's a man of God. He's a man of great faith, and, he believes in me. And I think anytime you can have a coach believe in you, I think it automatically heightens your play, makes you want to go out there, be confident, and bring the rest of the guys with you.
Easy believing a guy like this, I can tell you that right now.
That's a guy who has trust in his players. Like I said, keyword, trust. That's a guy Steve Spagnuolo has trust in his players, and his players also have trust in him. And hopefully, he helps the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.